Hi homies, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna title this video yet. What I have written down in my Notion, I put what to do when you have too many interests, which is basically gonna be the gist of the video, but I need to come up with something more clickbaity for the title. So welcome to this video, whatever I title it. But yeah, the title of what to do when you have too many interests is a very true statement, and this was actually sparked by a question left on a previous YouTube video by Nymph, who asked, also, if you ever consider it, I would love if you made a video explaining how to pick one niche. I have 1,000 interests and different niches I would like to do, but I know that this would just make my TikTok chaotic and I wouldn't know what target audience to recommend it to. I just cannot decide on one. And high five, Nymph, I completely feel you because I completely relate. Your girl's got ADHD and I feel like I am always starting a new hobby every single day, and everything that I start seems like the most interesting and the most pressing thing that I could ever do in that moment, and it seems like it's gonna be the hobby that I will carry for the rest of my life, and it's gonna be my new passion and my new flame, and then I forget about it 2 weeks later. But I have a lot of things that I'm interested in, so I exactly had the same battle as you, and I will tell you what I did to narrow down on my niche and to finally find one thing. And it's gonna involve doing everything. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, write down a list of things that you're interested in this one moment. Write down all of the things that you think you would like to do for content, all of the topics you would like to go and make a social media presence on. So for me personally, it was League of Legends, it was art, it was jewelry making and my boba business that I had at the time, and streaming. So I had like 5 things that I wanted to go make specific channels for. For hobbies that you have that you aren't interested in posting on social media, I wouldn't add it to this list because we're trying to narrow down a social media niche. So if you don't want to do this hobby on social media, then I wouldn't include it. Like for instance, for me, I really like doing my makeup. I'm really interested in makeup, but I personally had no interest in making a social media career out of only makeup. Now, make a list of goals of what you want, and don't make these goals specific to each hobby, but make it a goal in general. Again, this is within the lens of, oh, you are trying to grow a social media platform. So what are your goals with this social media platform specifically? So my goals within the social media platform was, 1, yes, I'll be honest, I wanted clout. I wanted to gain a following. I wanted to be a thought leader in an industry. And I wanted to be a thought leader in a respected individual in a field. And to do that, I required a following. So that was something that I was looking for. I wanted to earn an income. I wanted it to be a full-time thing. I also wanted it to be something that could pique my interest even years down the line, and something that was sustainable. So something that I could easily keep up with, but I could keep up with reasonably so. Again, at the time I was in school, so I'll put some context for that. And then step 2 is to do it. Do not do it on every, like the same channel, but I would go and make different social media accounts for every single hobby you're interested in pursuing. For instance, 1 for League of Legends, 1 for art, 1 for, I don't know, I had 1 for my boba business, but stick to only 1 channel at first. So for instance, don't go make like an art TikTok, an art Instagram, and then a League TikTok, and a League Instagram, and a League Twitter. We're currently just experimenting to see which hobby can you consistently make content for in the long run. Once you pick the hobby that will be your niche down the line, then we will go and explore all the other social media channels. Because managing different social media for different hobbies, like 1 different platform per hobby, is equally as taxing, or more taxing in fact, than managing like 5 different social media platforms, but all for 1 niche. So for instance, again, like 1 TikTok for League, an Instagram for art, a Twitter for boba stuff, I don't know, for instance, is equally as taxing as me, Cat Liente, who does streaming advice, having a TikTok, an Instagram, a Pinterest, a Twitter, and a Twitch account. So it's equally as taxing. But I really recommend you try everything and give it a good try. I would say literally go balls to the walls for like a solid 1.5 to 2 months on that 1 specific hobby, and see how you feel at the end of it. Do you feel like this is sustainable? Do you feel like this is something that you're still interested in, for 1? Do you feel like this is something you can continue in the long run? And lastly, are you reaping any rewards from it? Are you seeing any results from doing this? Again, I will say that just because you aren't seeing results shouldn't be a factor in tossing out this 1 hobby or this 1 niche immediately. But I will say it is something to consider, you know, if you really tried your best, like you did all the research, you made your videos as best as possible, you tried your best to stand out, you experimented with your content in that one specific niche, and even at the end of 2 months, you saw no results. It may not be the play right now, but is there something else that you're seeing results from that you might be able to reap some rewards from? So for me, I had my boba business that I was running for a while at that point because I had the exact same crises in like July 2020 or June 2020. So I had my boba business that I was running. It stagnated a little bit, but I was getting some decent traction in my business. I had like 20,000 Instagram followers. And then I also really was interested in doing art because I do digital art. So I really tried really hard to make an art Instagram pop off. I posted like every other day for like a month. I really tried hard. I just found that with my art Instagram specifically, it was really unsustainable because to make it happen, to make it grow, I needed to basically put out an art piece like every other day. And each piece took me 3 to 4 hours. So I didn't have the time to create that content because I was in school. I just could not output content quick enough. And then I felt like I kind of had to sacrifice my art to create enough content. I had to make it quicker, which made it not as detailed, and I ended up developing bad habits. So even though I still really liked art, I didn't think it was sustainable for me at that point in my life to do it for content. And then I pursued TikTok, and I liked League of Legends, and then I went and filmed a lot of League of Legends TikTok videos. They were quick, and they were really fun to film for me, and every single day I found myself coming back to it. I got some decent traction in the beginning, like the first month and a half, but I didn't really have like a video pop off necessarily, but most of my videos were getting a good amount of views, and it was just overall for me the most fulfilling content to create. I had the most fun creating it. So I continued. So even though I had my bow business that stagnated, I had my art that kind of stagnated and it was, flopped a little bit. The jewelry making I never really pursued. I did try my best and then I just lost interest like 2 weeks later. So that was a separate issue. But overall, I tried everything. And League TikToks came supreme. So I was making League TikToks for a while. And then I kind of got more interested in doing streaming advice. So then I pivoted to that. But overall, I really would say you need to try everything because otherwise you're gonna be sitting wondering, oh, but like, what if I tried this art TikTok thing? Or what if I tried this? If you're anything like me, or just if you're somebody that has a lot of interests, which we would probably be pretty similar in that regard, I really feel like you would enjoy trying everything so you kind of get that itch out. And then you can really decide for yourself which one you want to go for. But I will say again, use separate social media accounts for every single one of these things you're trying. Don't put them all on the same account because that will skew your data because everything is on the same account. So I hope this video helped. And if this video helped, I appreciate it if you liked it, subscribe. I also have a Ko-fi with a lot of free resources for streamers and content creators. And I have an Etsy shop, which I sell emotes and overlays and art for streamers. I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you guys there or in another video. Peace.